Hello Epic 7, and welcome to day number 1 of Ancient Inheritance, and my walkthrough for floor number 1. First, here is the more completed map for floor number 1, still a little bit to be filled out, but this covers most everything. This map will be linked in the description of the video, as well as the map from yesterday showing my guild's pathing and instructions and how we're going to tackle this floor. I still think every guild should make their own maps, but feel free to use this one if you like. And also, here's a sneak preview of floor number 2. In this evening's video with the priest fight, I hope to have a more completed floor 2 map for you. Now, you want to make sure that you jump into Ancient Inheritance as soon as possible, because until your unit appears on the map like that, you're not eligible for rewards collected. You want to select your starting relic, and Wanderer's Pipe, in my opinion, is still the best one to pick, followed by Exploration Journal, and then Wooden Spatula. So if you don't see any of those 3 relics, you can click that refresh button, but I got Wanderer's Pipe right off the bat, so I will take that and jump right in with a really solid start. Now, my path follows the red path here on the map, so I'm going to head to the north. We'll grab this scroll here. Now, something you should do before grabbing the scrolls is enlist some heroes, and I'll explain why in a minute. Reading, not noticing the skip button there. You notice how there's a choice to do a fight, and I could have gotten extra provisions and some currency, and there's a choice of a fight where you need level 2 warriors. Because I didn't enlist any units, I can't do the fight one, so that one is my only option. Now, I'm not sure I would have picked the fight one to begin with, but maybe. The 2 provisions is kind of nice. But I'll take the experience point one and be content with that and continue my journey north. But to make sure that doesn't happen again, let's go ahead and enlist some units. Now, I've run just warriors and weavers in the past. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I am going to try a run without soul weavers. So I'm going to run warriors and knights as my primary class with mages as a secondary class. And we'll see what we can do with that. I'm kind of excited to try out knights. It's not something I've done before. Now, once you select units, if you decide you don't want them anymore, you can withdraw them. But you see at the top, 6 withdrawals, 5 withdrawals remaining. That's not per day, that's per season. That's the entire Ancient Inheritance event. So make sure you leave some spaces empty so that you can enlist specific units for specific fights, because it feels really bad to have to withdraw units. There's some units that you may want to get rid of towards the end of the fight when you're just doing priest fights. So be a little bit careful with your enlisting because you're limited on withdrawals. Now, I did level up, so we'll go ahead and immediately run my knights, and I think I'm going to go with warriors because they pair well with knights. A lot of dual attack units like Kitty and Camilla, and I'll work on mages later. Well, that's all I can do for right now. Don't have any more class enhancements to level with, so... Okay, so let's go get that relic. Hey, Old Nib. Old Nib is the second best relic in the game, second only to Greater Old Nib, which is the same one, but it's green or purple in color. Every time you use a scroll, you get 1 class enhancement point. The better one gives you 2 class enhancement points, but you probably won't get that until floor 2. But it never goes away. It never expires. It doesn't have limited use. It's probably one of the best relics to get early on, so that's fantastic that I got it so early. I'm not going to grab the book because I'm getting experience from my Wanderer's Pipe. I'm going to leave that book for people who got Exploration Journal. The books are limited use. You can only use it 5 times per guild, so let the people who picked Exploration Journal get the books, for the most part. Okay, we gotta fight this guy that's blocking the path. Sorry he wasn't on the map before, but hey. It's a Constroum of Revulsion. Constorums slap burns on you, and as the fight goes on, healing has less and less of an effect, and they detonate the burns with their ultimate skill. They're not that hard to beat. In fact, I want to save as many units as I can for the Warden and Priest fight. So I'm going to just take Lilius and Landy for this fight. Lilius should be able to cleanse the burns, gives me a lot of dual attacks, and Landy self-heals to the point where healing doesn't work anymore. Okay, you know who would have been a really good pick for this? Instead of lilies, if I... Oh, shoot. Make sure you turn auto off. For some reason, it always starts you in auto. It drives me nuts. Ambitious Tywin would have been fantastic here because those burns would have gone away. So you never take burns, and that's the bulk of the damage is this thing burning you and detonating burns. So if you're running knights, consider Ambitious Tywin. He'll take care of the burns, and then Landy does the damage. And put a good barrier unit on Ambitious Tywin to give yourself barriers, give everyone barriers, and you take even less damage. I bet that team would practically solo this. Well, probably not solo it. Attack speeds up, damage scales up, healing goes away. I don't know. I don't think it was solo, but it would still be a real good pick, because these burns wouldn't be impacting us, and I think we'd last a lot longer. But this is doing pretty good.
Bon voyage.
There's the detonate.
All right, try me. Attack.
You don't give orders. Too bad. These meatheads.
Throw the boat.
It's time. Commence tactical maneuvers.
I'll show you who's in charge.
I'm gonna... Do I want to cleanse here? I'm gonna wait till next round so I can cleanse 2 burns.
Rookie, allow me to demonstrate.
Heal off.
Deal with it. Bang. Do not falter.
I saved the souls, I guess, for the next fight.
Can you handle this?
Cleanse the burns off. Now I won't get detonated.
And learn.
You lack discipline. Just as I planned.
Damage is starting to scale up as my defense is being reduced.
It takes a lot of courage to challenge me.
Guess I could burn this. Yeah, sure, why not?
Attack.
I'll cover you.
All right.
Come on,
Try
Landy.
this way.
Give me a salvo.
Don't give orders.
There
Bon
we go.
voyage. Bang. These meatheads.
Nice.
Too bad.
I'll show you who's in charge.
This Landy unit pretty okay.
Rookie, allow me to demonstrate.
Yeah, throw a boat.
Blockade complete. Don't let them escape. Deal with it.
So you notice when we salvo here, we don't heal much at all, because we're getting to the point now where the healing's been reduced to almost nothing. But 171k, I mean, that's not anything to write home about, but it was with 2 units. With a 4-unit team, I probably could have done a lot better, but... Go ahead and pull up my buddy Divine's account here. And, so this is a Discord recording of Divine Faker's actions. He's running Soul Weavers and Warriors. He went up and to the left to fight the Constorum of Disillusion that's guarding the guild chest. Because of the burns, he's going to take Edward and Camilla for dual attack and defense break, and Acades just for some healing and cleansing. Now, Edward is actually kind of a bad pick later on because you can't stop him from getting effect resistance, and that invalidates a chunk of his kit. But we, this early in the game, I think he should run fine. We have Camilla on Benny Mars Tachi for dual attacks. We have Acades on Unfading Memories for some healing, and I'm not entirely sure what Ed's on. I think he was just on a damage artifact. He was quick with the hands. He turned auto off right away. So we do the S1 to get the attack off, and we can use the S2 for the attack buff, and hopefully we get a defense break. Never lucky. And just to start the rotation and to build souls, we S2 ourselves. And here come the burns. And Ed throws them back. You can't stick burns on him, but you can still self-cleanse and do damage. That's less things to detonate. because there's a debuff on Camilla, Benimar's Tachi cannot proc. A lot of people miss that, but Tachi can't proc if you're wearing a debuff. So, should have saved this S3 so that we could have cleansed later to give Tachi a chance to proc, but it's okay.
Yeah, but I would, if you proc the first...
We've got a defense break, so we'll go ahead and use the S3. We'll burn it for extra damage. So this team is pretty brain dead, right? It's hard to debuff Ed. Acades usually has the effect resistance to resist the burns, and Camilla is just doing her dual attacks now. Tachi can't proc because the burn is on Camilla. And if you have a debuff, you can't proc Tachi. It's in Tachi's description. Unfortunately, no way to cleanse that, so we're just gonna eat some hits here. Acades might cut. No, she's not gonna cut. So we might as well attack buff up. The Constorum will strip it, but hey, we get at least one hit off. And this detonates the burns. Pop. But Acades can heal back up.
I wouldn't have it. It's a waste, I think. For soul.
We don't have a defense break, so I'm going to save the S3. Or I should say Divine's going to save the S3. Tachi procced, so we'll soul burn to get the defense break. Got it. Now Ed's doing some good damage.
This is where I wanted to extreme.
Byako's upset at my turn order. We burn the S3 because we have defense break up. This should do pretty solid damage. Nice. Nice hit. Okay. Even though the S3 does more damage, the S1's a chance for defense break, but never lucky. Good timing on the S3. We can cleanse the burns off, and that way the Constorum can't detonate. No defense break, so we'll choose the S1 here. Ugh, no burns, but the Tachi still didn't proc, but that's okay. We'll use the S2 to get attack buff up, and we can soul burn the S1 for a defense break. Nice. And continue the soul generating rotation. Still getting decent heals. Not bad. There's a defense break up, so we don't need to S1, so we'll S3 for extra damage. Getting pretty close here.
50%. I know he laps you and pops it.
Hey,
See,
15%, no burns on Camilla, so now Tachi can proc. Forgot to soul burn. And this is where my stream crashed. So a little unfortunate, but of course, as you can see, we were really in no real danger. The Constorum was almost dead, and Divine is able to finish it off in a few more strikes. So this is a pretty stable team. The important thing is having people who know what they're doing, because Baka and Divine in 2 hits took care of that mini boss, and now they're going to hang out there and wait for us to kill the Warden. Once the Warden's dead, the teleport beside them will activate, and then they can head over for that teleporter and join us at the priest fight. Also, they know better than to just run up and grab the guild chest. They're going to hang out there and not grab the guild chest until everyone else is loaded on the map. Now, the Constorum blocking the way to the Warden has fallen. Green Star took care of it for us. So I'm going to walk back in and make my way up to the Dark Warden.
You have a lot of work to do today, Tristen. After all of this, you're going to release all the trials video.
I mean, but this is...
Yaka's right. I got to do a Hall of Trials video too. Yeesh.
Yeah.
So, not going to grab that chest. We'll let others grab it. Want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get on the map.
Look, he's making his way over.
Okay, so we grab the scroll.
We're watching it live. I'm commentating just a couple more steps in the green landing here, and she'll follow
She's divine.
even above her ML counterpart.
Ancient Inheritance like it's a fighting game.
Making the her step against the boss. She's almost there. We're 2 steps within reach. Those dainty little robot feet, they fought
I was commentating a fighting game.
Okay, so
Oh my God.
I got the class enhancement point, but I'll work on the classes later. We head up north. I'm gonna get this relic. Now remember, before you ever touch a relic shrine, you always want to check your current relics. So you click the relics tab and make sure you have room for a new relic. Oh, well, first of all, let's grab these rewards from killing the Constorum. More EXP, that might even level me up.
Listen, bro, if this were back in my guild,
Hey, it did. It leveled me up.
Get ready for day 2 to beat this shit out.
So class enhancements. We'll go ahead and bump Knights and Warriors up a notch.
So I only need to worry about. I only have to worry about priest teams, right?
Yeah, I'll help you.
No. I'm looking at the priest team.
There we
right
go.
now. I'm about to
Okay, so Warriors and Knights are now level 3. I'll work on Mages at a later time. I want to focus on my primary classes first. Now, you always check your relics. Make sure you have room. I do have an open slot, so it's safe to grab the relics. And, man, I'm not working Thieves this time, so that Snakehead figurine doesn't do me any good. I'm not opening treasure chests, but hey, 10 provisions, I will take that.
Give me that, dude. Give me that.
That helps me push farther in the map, which lets me do a longer video. One more scroll up here. I'm getting this more for the class enhancement points than anything else.
Tristen Wolf, real quick question.
Let's
If
see
I
here.
ascend to floor 2 and somebody gets the chest on floor 1,
I don't want to waste the provisions. We'll just get this smaller one here. And you can see it gave me that extra class enhancement from Old Nib in the rewards there. Okay, nothing to do now but go ahead and hit that Warden.
Yes, it's me and you, buddy.
Oh.
I mean, I don't mind doing that because we don't have warriors, so I'm probably not gonna do any damage to the priest. You know. Yeah, so.
Okay, so the Blind Eye Lich. The Blind Eye Lich's tricks are, at the end of each turn it does additional damage in the form of a pop, like Rangar's Drink. After he attacks, and anybody attacks on the team, he CR pushes by 10%. When he attacks, he strips you, and if he kills people, he starts self-CR pushing, which lets him kill more people. He gets extra turns, and this is the important one, he seals everybody, just like the Light Expedition. He puts seal on your entire team, so do not use units with passives. So I decided to go with a Knight Warrior combo for this one. So I'm taking Rast for the dual attacks and defense breaks. I'm taking Camilla for the defense breaks and dual attacks, Kitty for the dual attacks, and I'm going to try Charles. I could have used Luna or Fire Ken, probably just as well, heck, maybe even better, but I wanted to see what Charles could do, especially since he gets the extra attacks. Charles is on a damage artifact. I could put Camilla on Sigurd's just for some self-sustain. I put Kitty on Nostalgic Music Box to hopefully help heal up, and I have Ras on Midnight Bloom just to boost everybody's crit chance, because my crit chance is pretty low at level 3. And the best part is none of these units have passives. And since none of them have passives, I get the full benefit of all their kits. So Charles smash into slash or slash into smash. I'm going to save the S2 until I can burn it. We'll use the S3 to self-heal and give everybody a defense buff.
Stay calm and think rationally.
We'll attack buff Charles here.
One by one, I'll cut your throat.
And can I get a defense break? No, resisted.
Show you how it's done.
No real reason to S3 here, so I'll just S1 again, hope for a double hit.
How disappointing.
Or S2, I guess.
Alright, let's do this.
Now we can soul burn. Defense break. Go Rasco. Ah. The attack down's nice, reduces that incoming damage. There's the pop. Kitty's S1EE is healing Charles a little bit, so Kitty's my source of healing for Charles. Camilla has Sigurd's Scythe on for healing, although I'm kind of regretting not having Tachi on her right there. We'll S3 to put attack buff back on... Oh wait, no, we don't want to S3 because the boss will just strip it.
You don't support it.
Clarissa wants to play. Meow. Here. Meow.
Dual attack.
If I must fight,
Burn for a defense break.
this won't be an easy fight.
Hey, there's our defense break.
Has 12 hours.
Into another attack. Nice. Now we're doing some good damage. So that would have stripped the attack buff. Likely
I'll
stripped
do
it.
what I want. Meow. Don't
Starting to
give
feel the
up.
pinch of not having Soul Weavers on the team, but
Destroying
hopefully I get some healing buffs off Nostalgic Music Box.
I'll protect you.
S3 here. S3 Charles to get the attack buff on everybody, that way Camilla can start dual attacking again.
I'll protect you.
Have to play the.
I hope
Wooden
you're
burn
ready.
for the dual attack. Extra hit. Yeah. Go Charles, go. Probably could have put a better damage artifact on Charles, but it is what it is. Kitty heals Charles with her S1.
Take this.
The one with the bomb.
Who taught you?
Okay, that is one dead Kitty. Oh, and one dead Ras. And Camilla's on the way out too. Attack buff up. This will heal with Sigurd's.
Like, elaborate.
It's time to draw my sword.
It's the one you're in the city and you got
Extra attack.
the police are after you.
You've got a long way to
Trying
go,
to
kid.
escape them so you can keep doing more terror.
There's no reason to burn. We've already got defense buff break up.
Watch carefully.
If the kids
I guess we just do the S2 for the guaranteed pen hit.
Let me demonstrate.
Hey, Camilla lived. Just S3.
Why are we buffing
So
him?
207k damage. That's pretty good for knights. I think if I had used Luna as my DPS, well, Luna's passes would have been sealed, so she wouldn't have had all the extra damage, but I still could have soul burned her for really big hits and defense breaks. I think Luna might have been better than Charles for that, but I'm pretty happy with that. You know, anything over 200k is pretty good for a Flor 1 Warden. In fact, the two of us hitting this thing have already got it down 75% health, so with 24 more people heading straight for this thing, 28 people actually heading for this thing, we're going to power through it. We will probably be to the priest tonight, and I'll put a video of that up later this evening with a more detailed map and pathing for floor number 2. In the meantime, for those of you running Warriors and Soul Weavers, here is a clip of this Blind Eye Lich fight from Season 5, or Season 6. Anyway, showing an all-Warrior Soul Weaver team, and hopefully that gives you some ideas as well. I hope you enjoy this clip. So I'm going to put Amelia in the front because my Soul Weavers are level 4, so she will be the tankiest on the team. My Warriors, sadly, are only level 2, so I'm not going to do great damage. And one thing I forgot is check out that crit chance. Because my Warriors are only level 2, their percent bonuses to stats are really low. Especially Ken. I'm rocking Ken with 46% crit chance, so what I should have done is at very least put Midnight Bloom on one of my units to boost crit chance, and maybe swapped Ken out from a pen set to a crit set. Because of a below 50% crit rate, I'm not going to do great damage in this fight. But hey, I was really tired, so you'll have to forgive me. But if you take artifacts and sets that will really boost your crit chance, that'll help supplement. Once you get to levels 5 or 6, your crit chance will probably be pretty close to maxed out. By level 10, your crit chance and crit damage will probably be maxed out. So every time you touch the Lich, he self-CR pushes. Every time he AoE attacks, he does pop damage to your whole team. Even when he does single target attacks, he does pop damage to your whole team. And the seal never goes away. You can't cleanse it, so you need to use units that don't seal. I really like this team. You can substitute Amelia for any good healer. You can substitute Ken for any good damage dealer. Remember, Luna is not a great choice. A lot of Luna's stats are passives, and she'll look like she has higher crit and crit damage than she does, but those are locked away behind the seal. I'll go ahead and speed this up a bit. you'll eventually hit a point where you just can't keep up with the damage. It's designed that way. It's like Expeditions on steroids. They want it to take multiple guild members to defeat bosses or multiple attacks by guild members, so don't get frustrated if you do what feels like a relatively low score. You do anything in the triple or the 6-digit range and you're doing a great job. Now you can enlist more heroes and hit them a second time. You don't get the EXP bonuses from hitting them a second time. There'll be a scary pop-up message telling you the fight doesn't count. It doesn't count for personal rewards. It totally counts for hurting the boss and advancing the fight. But there's your message saying, well, that's the message saying I need to enlist more heroes. And I could enlist some more heroes, I could hit it again, but I've got half of the guild heading for this spot, and whoever attacks the Lich gets some extra personal bonuses for being part of the fight. So there's really no reason for me to waste multiple attacks hitting it. I always recommend that you don't spam kill a Warden. You let everybody have their shot at it, and then you look around and say, hey, you know what? It's only got a little health left. Just about everybody's attacked it. I'm going to go ahead and finish it off now. But you know, that's part of being a team player, making sure everybody gets a little bit of their bonuses. If you have any questions about Ancient Inheritance, ask them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. If you want to reference the maps, they'll be in the description of the video. And I do try to keep those maps updated. If you need a guild, if your guild is not good at Ancient Inheritance, the Baka guilds are full, but I know a handful of people that have guilds, trusted people from early game to late game. I might be able to get you into one if whether you're an Emperor player or somebody that started 4 weeks ago. I can probably get you into a decent guild, so check the link in the description and in the comment section for a link to Discord, and you can DM me there about getting you into a guild. You can join Ancient Inheritance 4, 5, 6, even 7 days late and still get rewards. You want to get in there as soon as possible because it's a 2-week-long event, but you don't have to feel like you missed the boat. You can still jump in to a new guild a week later and still get rewards if it's a solid, fast-moving guild. Anyway, have a great rest of your Mola Monday, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great one, everybody.